Hi, going greetings. You're with Jono and Frank, and we are today at number 36 New Street. We are just about to start our inspection. So we start at the very back door. This is snib lock. Now that's actually quite well adjusted. You get a little bit of twist in the door. That's no great surprise when you've got a big glass panel. Now this is probably not safety glass here. Net curtains. Oh, interesting. I think they've done some repairs to that door. Quite low, quite a long time ago too. They might have actually done it like that from the factory. And you see the little bit of crack opening up. Basically, get a bit of paint on the timber trims down there. Net curtains always cover these, and so you get a bit of condensation forming, leaks down, does a little bit of damage. So ideally, keep that paint good so that water can't get to the timber. And you can see from the outside as well, you've got that bit of cracking and whatnot on the paint, so it's a good bit of maintenance to do. Room 1, we want to call our kitchen. Okay, now obviously relatively new kitchen. That is sized for her freezer, so if you don't have a freezer that matches, that probably won't fit. Pantry is good, it's good. So occasionally you get slightly loose bits like this. In this case, actually two things. So on this side it's the screw here, needs a little bit of tightening. On this side it's the screw at the top edge. So to do that, what you're going to do is take the empty drawer out, you slide it forwards, lift it, it pops out, and then you can tighten the screw from the back pretty easily. These are all running smoothly, which is what we want. So this kitchen's going to be a good 10-15 years old, but again it's kept quite scrupulously tidy, which is always a good indicator. I might have had a little bit of water leak just down there by the tap. No signs of leak there at the moment, so that's good. Yep, it's all nicely tight. Right, so we have a low pressure hot water cylinder, which we'll find as we get around. Righty-ho. That's good, that's good. Slightly loose handle there, that's just a matter of tightening up that screw. Oftentimes the gas struts on these break down a bit over time, and I think this one has done that. So one new gas strut, look, you can get them at Bunnings. To replace them, you simply slide that down and that one up, and then this pops off that way. The new one, you just put it in the reverse order, or you slide that one off, take it into your Bunnings with you, and then you can get the right one. So our lights are halogen. They sometimes blow with some frequency. Sneaking suspicion here. It's good. So the blue stuff there is actually just to keep them nice and shiny. She's put new filters in. The old filters, the filter's job is to coagulate grease. So what you can do with these, if they get too grubby, you can often get a couple of washes out of them. Simply fill a big sink with boiling hot water and a little bit of dishwasher powder. Now of course no dishwasher in this kitchen. Is there space for one? Not easily. You could probably get a dish drawer in there if you desperately wanted, or over in that corner, but that would require a little bit of plumbing. Now our aluminium here is effectively, well, second generation aluminium. So that means it has a big thermal bridge. What we're expecting to see is our rubbers should be starting to dry a little bit now and constrict, pull back from where they seal. These aren't in too bad condition, and again that's largely because this lady keeps everything scrupulously clean, I would suggest. I'll just sneak past there. Then we come through into our dining room. Lights are all good. This will be our hot water cylinder. There we go, look at that. So we've got some of the original vinyl down there. 1999, so that has been replaced. It is 2/3 the way through its lifespan. The hot water cylinder, somebody's remarked that, but that might mean they've replaced the thermostat. So if 60 degrees is set there, we're north of 60 at the cylinder. That's what we need to see. You can see that there was provision for a wet pack that's since been removed, so that would have been removed when the hot water cylinder was replaced. We have particle board flooring, which under here actually is looking in reasonably good order. Now there's a big kink in the, what's our fire here? It is a Kent Spectra. It's often a good idea, Frank, to where there's a fire, take a photograph of the label badge, because that's a question lawyers always want to know. Does that match? Right, so our heater plate is looking pretty good. Fire bricks are all right. Wire rope. Yep, that's not too bad. So again, it's not a new fire. It's not going to go forever. Wherever we have a kink in the flue, that can reduce the life slightly. But at the moment, that's looking okay. What we're looking for is there any signs of water drip or leak down the back? And the answer is no, so that is good. Right. Windowsill there is good. Okay, hardware is a little bit loose, so to tighten that hardware if you desperately want to, is to undo, tighten the 2 screws underneath, or, because this is the handle itself that's a little bit loose, undo the 2 screws from underneath, pull the unit off, and then you can tighten the screw at the back, which will tighten that handle. That's not too bad, there's no urgent hurry to do that, but if you want it to be nice and smooth, you can achieve that. Pinex ceilings, plasterboard walls, tiles always a fairly good touch, to be honest. The reason for that is they protect the floor a bit by the entry. And of course, having this little pergola outside is also a good thing. Now, the pergola is quite an old one, so if we built that now, we would use tie-down straps on these joists. The joists would probably be marginally bigger. But again, that's acceptable for what it is. They have notched and rebaited the bearer, so that's good. You've got handrails, you don't really need them. Right. Rollers are still running fairly smoothly, so that is good. Look to stop the door opening. Again, slightly loose hardware, that's acceptable. If we did anything down here, it would be to simply put silicone down that leading edge between the door and the tiles. That's the only real suggestion there, and that's not even mandatory. It's just a good idea. So you can see that little bit of moisture breakdown down there. Again, you're going to get condensation on these windows because this is your warm room. As a warm room, can we argue that we have a heater in the living room? And yes, because that's an opening, not a doorway. So there's no door to lock it. So this is fibrous plaster feature for its plasterboard ceilings. So a little bit of wear to some of our hardware there. If you wanted that to shut a little bit more positively, you can see they've already filed a little bit, but a little bit of filing on the back edge of this, possibly trimming out the timber there, wouldn't hurt either. And you are good to go. I'm not going to shut this door because we've got the pot plant in the way. Okay. So that's looking all right. And a little bit rougher finish in there, but there's no signs of moisture or anything nasty going on there. That's good. Bit of a chip to the paint. Wow. A little bit hard to shut that one. Now what that is likely going to need, it's just a matter of lifting it as you go. So you do get a bit of twist and torsion in these windows, and that's just again a feature of how they were built. When they were built, the black up there is sealant, that's still going to be okay. And sills paint, if you want to get carried away. This would be a very good candidate for double glazing. If you double glaze this house, it'll be warm as days. Don't be tempted to retrofit double glazing into the existing framework. It's not going to work as well as you think. Now, we're just a bit rough there. That's the paintwork actually. So a little bit of sag down there. I don't have a hammer on me. And see the brake line up there. That's simply because of how they did the jib. Common for the era. This jib is supposed to wallpaper, yeah. Yep, sure is. Okay, the power provision's acceptable. Floor's quite level, given that we're in South Dunedin. Okay, bedroom 2. So wallpaper, starting to get a bit dated, but that's fine. Again, a little crack up there because they did panelled jib. No door stop is actually quite an interesting feature. Let's just check the other ones for the same. Door stop. No door stop there. And there's relatively unlikely to be one down there. I'll check with flowers in the way. So yeah, fitting door stops, that's going to cost you about $3 a door stop. It's not